Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the official trailer for the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And without further ado, let's get on with the review. Yeah, because I don't want to delay this anymore. Well, what I mean is I don't want to delay it, so I'm just gonna get right to it. Okay. So we start the trailer with Sonic, and he's kind of, I guess, practicing his speed. He's like speeding around in the woods, and we have Tom in the background kind of narrating to Sonic, well, kind of having a conversation with Sonic, saying, "Hey, Sonic, you did it. You created a new family because, like, you lost your old one. I know it hasn't been easy for you, and you didn't change who you are in here." The thing he's pointing to is like his heart. And you see Knuckles, you see Tails, and they seem to be in London, I think. And we see Knuckles with his I was gonna say Fist of Fury, but no, what was it called? Flames of Disaster, I think it was called. Right. So Knuckles has his Flames of Disaster, and he's gliding, and everyone's kind of wondering, wait, is it Knuckles flying? No, he's gliding. Just to be clear, he's gliding. And you see Sonic, like running up the London Bridge. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in London. Yeah. This is London. And it's a pretty cool shot right there. And we see, which is kind of interesting, because Sonic, at the very end of the first movie, this is the third movie, end of the first movie, spoilers, Tom and Maddie allowed Sonic to stay in their house, stay in their attic, because this is Sonic's cave from the first movie. He stayed in his cave. We didn't see any of the cave in the second movie or in the Knuckles show, because there was like a show about Knuckles. We didn't see the cave either. So I'm kind of wondering, why are we seeing the cave in the third movie? But wait, hold on. What was I trying to say? Sorry. What I was trying to say is that I'm glad we're seeing it, because it's kind of a way to wrap up the trilogy. Because I was kind of hearing that there wasn't going to be any more Sonic movies after the third one. I don't know if that's confirmed. But I heard people kind of talking about, we're just going to do 3 stories about Sonic, the 3 movies, and Knuckles' show. But that's it. And we're just going to move on. It was a good franchise, but we're just going to leave it to end with this good, this glorious film. And that's what we're going to leave it as. If it does, it'll be kind of sad, because there's just plenty more characters and stories and movies and shows they could explore it with. So I hope it doesn't end. But kind of wondering why they're showing the cave right here. But either way, I think it's pretty cool. I definitely like the cave drawing that Sonic did with Longclaw, which was his like adopted mom, and this is supposed to be like Green Hills. If we do get more movies after the third one and shows and stuff, hopefully we go back to Green Hills Planet, because this looks like a very beautiful planet. Of the short time we spent in the beginning of the first Sonic movie, I hope we go back there, because we didn't spend a lot of time there. Don't get me wrong, I like being in the human world, and I almost forgot. The planet was Green Hill Zone, but the city that Sonic is with Tom and Maddie is actually called Green Hills. I just kind of realized a little light bulb just went on in my brain. So that's kind of like a nice sound, like, oh yeah, Sonic is still in Green Hills, even though it's not the planet. So sorry, the little light bulb just went on. Like, I kind of forgotten about that. By the way, so that's a pretty cute drawing. But I'm just kind of wondering, why are we here? Like, because Tom is like talking to Sonic, so Sonic's obviously here. So I'm like, why is Sonic here? Is he here for like inspiration or something? Could be. I'm just kind of trying to imagine in my head, like, why Sonic could be here. Like a really direct reason. know something? In the first and the second movie, Sonic was kind of talking to someone about Longclaw and his home in Green Hills before it got invaded and stuff like that. It was at the very beginning of the first movie. I'm kind of wondering if Sonic's going to have that talk about Longclaw again and how much she meant to him. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to be this moment. Because that was in the first movie, so it would be a cool way to wrap up the trilogy. And, so, like, he said, oh, you didn't change who you are in here. And it's like, yeah, my lungs. It's like, even in the trailer reaction, kind of giggles a little bit. I'm like, okay. And so, we see Sonic, like, kind of gliding on this tree, Paramount, Sega. And, we see Prison Island. I'm not sure they're going to call it Prison Island, because there's a lot of movies that take things from comics and video games, and they either call it something else, or they don't call it what it's originally called. I kind of remember in the She-Hulk Attorney at Law live action show, this is part of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I didn't review that show or anything, but I did see it. And there was this prison type of thing, and in the comics, it's called the Cube. Yeah, it was called the Cube, and it would it would prison Hulk-like villains, and like in the comics, there would be Abomination, Leader, Gargoyle, Red Hulk, I think, for like a little bit. Sasquatch, I think he was in there, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so like that was meant for Hulk villains. So when we actually meet Abomination there, maybe like I'm missing, maybe rewatch it. No one called it the Cube. It's right there in the comics. Because if I'm not mistaken, the thing with Spider-Man, I know I'm jumping from Hulk to Spider-Man, I'm sorry, but the thing with Spider-Man is that Sony and Marvel have a deal to where they can use Spider-Man in the movies, but Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man. That's different, as I understand. Maybe I'm totally wrong. As I understand, Marvel has the full rights to the Incredible Hulk and his likeliness and his villains and his areas in Mexico. Like, because the Hulk was originating from the Gamma Bomb happened in Mexico. So, like, everything about his backstory, his backstory is owned by Marvel now, if I'm not mistaken, not by Universal, because it used to be owned by Marvel, then sold it to Universal, or Universal bought it, and now Marvel bought it again. As I understand, the whole thing, the whole package. So, unless that rebuying the whole Hulk rights didn't happen after She-Hulk, did it happen before or after? Because if the purchasing happened before the show, how come no one called it the Cube? It's right there. Just call it the Cube. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just kind of like a flashback. I'm like, the comic's right there. You have Abomination in the cell. It looks just like the comic book. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry. Anyway. We have Prison Island. Hopefully they call it Prison Island. And so we have the, I forgot his name. Everyone calls him the Olive Garden guy. We see in the first movie, he, gave a, coupon of like $50 for Olive Garden or something. But anyway, so the Olive Garden guy is saying, oh, hey, we need your help. It's this guy right here. And during this cute little restaurant, I'm going to talk about it later when we get like a better view of it. But this is supposed to be like a Chuck E. Cheese, Freddy Fazbear pizzeria type of restaurant. So I'm gonna get back to that in a little bit. He's like, oh hey, we need your help. One of our experiments, our failed experiments, named Project Shadow, busted out basically, and we never met like anything like Shadow, and so we need your help to take him down because he's unstoppable. And look at this. Look at the texture of the glove right here. And the water. Because the water would be going like this with the glass and everything. It looks so cool. And look, I love the different perspectives from the gun age's point of view And from the point of view, if we were right by the glass on an angle, this it looks pretty cool, and all the smoke and everything. And basically the Olive Garden guy is like, we need assistance from Team Sonic, and I'm like, that's pretty cool, nice. So and someone used one of the rings, so Team Sonic used one of the guns, helicopters, to like try to stop. Well, actually no. Sorry, excuse me. They're trying to find Shadow. I almost went to say they're going to confront Shadow. They're trying to find Shadow, and I just love Tails with the helmet. It actually looks pretty cute. And so, and while that's happening, including with this scene, the Olive Garden guy is talking about, I guess, talking to Sonic in particular, but I'm sure Knuckles and Tails are there too. But he's like, Shadow has a similar backstory to you, Shadow, where, but where you eventually found friends and a family. Oh wait, okay. Before we get to Red Rest, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt that conversation. Look at Shadow right here. Look, look at the detail of the water with the fur. It looks exactly how you would imagine an animal with this type of fur. That would be like a cat or a dog, maybe more cat-like, or with how the fur is kind of edging like this, and then how the water is on the gloves and everything. It looks super cool. Look at that. That that is so awesome. And sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. This is where the conversation is, and I'm not sure exactly where Sonic is right now. Maybe Sonic's kind of trying to research about Shadow or something. Maybe, I'm not sure. But this is where the Olive Garden guys say, "Oh, hey Sonic, you and Shadow have similar backstories, but where you have found friends and family, Shadow has only known grief and loss. And if anyone wants to know who this girl is, because if you are a fan of Sonic in the games and Shadow and stuff like that, you know that this girl's name is Maria. And I just want to say that her story doesn't end very well. And hmm, sorry, don't mind me pondering, but I'm trying to remember if the hand on the glass was from the games. It might be. Hmm. It might be. Anyway, sorry. I was just trying to remember. It's like, is this from the games? It might be. Not sure. But anyway, so they go like well, hold on. Look at this. Look at the fur and the eyes. It looks great. It looks great. And it looks like Tom Maddie is trying to help the boys Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have a race or something, like a family friendly race. That's pretty cool. But look at so the Olive Garden guy. I started going back to the conversation because all throughout all these sequences where he says again once again, Shadow is only known sorrow and loss, and that's due to the death of Maria. And it's very tragic for him because this is like the only human he's ever trusted, and I can't really see it right here, but I'm 90% sure that's Maria, because this is the I think this is Maria's grandfather, if I'm not mistaken, and this is obviously Shadow. And from the games, maybe unless they're gonna change in the movie, in the games, the only human that Shadow has ever loved and trusted was Maria. So I'm pretty sure that's Maria. I could be wrong though, and it could be Twist. Maybe it's I don't know, some other girl. I don't know, but it could be Maria. I'm like 90% sure. And so Team Sonic is in the helicopter, and one of the gun agents is right there. They're trying to, I guess, assist pilot or something. And he's like, "Okay, we have a rogue alien. Where do we find it?" And then there's like a huge fireball here. I believe someone said, I'm not sure exactly where it was, YouTube or Twitter or something, that this is supposed to be in Tokyo, and that's awesome. I just want to say, like, if someone mentioned that it was in Tokyo. And Tails is like, maybe we check out the giant fireball over there. And I love Sonic's optimism. He's like, I love it. Let's go check out the giant fireball. And boom, the Aetists jump out. And I'm always kind of worried that Sonic might break his leg or something, because you're jumping from a helicopter, dude. I'm not worried about Tails and Knuckles, because Knuckles can glide for a bit, and Tails can fly with his two tails. So maybe like Sonic is gonna grab onto Tails or something like he did in the second movie. But I'm always kind of worried, Sonic, you can't fly or glide or anything. If you're close to a building, then you can use your speed to go down the building because you're an excellent runner and you know how to break and stuff like that. But I'm like, you're just jumping. I'm like, oh my goodness. And boom, look at this pose. Sonic Heroes right here. Sonic in front, Tails on the right, and Knuckles on the left. And that's through my perspective, not the... Oh, no. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to play it. Sorry. Hands off the keyboard. Through my perspective, Tails is on the right and Knuckles is on the left. But from Sonic's perspective, Tails is on the right of him and Knuckles is... Wait, hold on. You know what? It doesn't matter. But this is supposed to be the iconic pose of Sonic Heroes, with Knuckles and Tails in these two positions and Sonic in the front because he is the optimistic leader. He's goofy and he's silly, but when it's time to get the work done and get the emeralds and defeat Robotnik or to fight Shadow and do what's right, he is the leader and he's optimistic and he gets the work done. And that's why he's in front and in the middle. And that's important. And the movies did an excellent job, at least for the first two films. And even the Knuckles show, Sonic was in a little bit, and in his speech to Knuckles, the conversation, go watch the first episode. Sonic had a little conversation with Knuckles. I will not gonna spoil any of the words that he said to him, but I loved it. Highlight of the show, I would say. Highlight of the show. But anyway, we have an iconic of Sonic Shadow walking, and boom, oh, look at Shadow right here. He looks so awesome. And Knuckles always with he's always putting Sonic down, but he doesn't mean to. He's very straightforward. He always what do I want to say? He doesn't really get sarcasm, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't really get jokes and stuff like that. He just knows, hey, I know this for a fact, so I'm just gonna say it. And I'm not saying he doesn't care, but I'm not really focusing on who it might affect until after I get my point across. So he's like, even though we think it's funny, it's just Knuckles just saying a fact to his opinion. He's like, this looks like a much more worthy adversary of a Hedgehog than I faced previously, which he's kind of talking about, you are nothing compared to Shadow, kind of in a way. And so that's why Sonic's kind of like, hey, rude, like, the dude, I'm right here. And look, Knuckles is not even looking at him. He's just like, I just stated the fact. Now let's go fight him. Even like Tails is gonna look at Knuckles. What the heck? He's like, I know you really get sarcasm and jokes and like really being mean. I know you don't really get that, but dude, did you have to do that? But look at Knuckles. He's like, I'm just ready to fight, man. And look how you're being taken offense by that. And look how being and look at wait, hold on, sorry. Look at Shadow right here. He does not care. He's like, oh, like you and your praise. He's like, I'm just me. And to Knuckles' point, that's why you're the better one. And Sonic is like taking offense. Sorry, let me. Come on. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess Knuckles does look at him like a little bit, but he's still ready to fight. And I love Keanu Reeves is playing Shadow. He's like, you're a colorful bunch. It's pretty funny. Like, you're a colorful bunch. And I love how Sonic is like, hey, we don't have to fight. Because the last time he fought someone, which was Knuckles, that was like a animal type creature, it was just a misunderstanding. So, but unlike of what the trailer shows and what's in the games, the situation with Shadow isn't like with Knuckles. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of like that. Where basically, I'm not sure they're going to do this in the movies, but with the games, I want to say that Shadow becomes neutral. Shadow doesn't really become a good guy, really. He really becomes neutral. Like, he is doing what he's doing for a cause. He doesn't really care that it might be hurting people, unlike with Knuckles, at least what they did with the games and what they did for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2, to where, spoilers for that film, where he's not really a bad guy. He didn't really know he was doing bad guy things. He just knew he needed to do this good thing because it was good for his people. And it was a good thing. He was just with the bad sort of crowd, which was Eggman. But anyway, that's about that. So that's why Sonic's like, hey, we don't have to fight. We don't have to fight. And this doesn't need to happen. And look at Knuckles. This is Sonic. I would like to fight him. Why are you whispering? He's like, hey, boss, I want to fight him. And boom, he's just gonna glide up, and oh my goodness, I love the silhouettes. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it again. Look at this. That is so awesome. And boom, and as I understand it, that's supposed to be called the Chaos Control, and that's how Shadow. That's how Shadow teleports, and that's how he came from here to here. And I just love how surprised Knuckles looks, and people did like a comparison between Knuckles and Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and this movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3, to where in the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic was just about to ready to pound Eggman, and boom, Knuckles is there with his knuckles, and he's ready to fight for what's right, and at least it's in his mind. He just thinks Sonic's the enemy during that time, and so Sonic was like, because he doesn't know what Knuckles is or what he's doing here, and he just looks jacked and stuff. And look at Knuckles; it's kind of like similar, where he's kind of like, that dude just teleported. Uh-oh. And boom. Look at the size of Shadow's hand, and he just he just oh, hold on. I'm trying to, like, he like squeezes, and doesn't he? Oh yeah, like he just twists his arm, and just, oh, that must hurt. Oh my goodness. And boom, like Shadow just defeats him, and then I love his song. It's like, my turn. His eyes turn blue, and then boom. I like how Tails is flying, and Shadow's like, boom, and kicks Tails, and like it uses chaos control more, and grabs Sonic, and he's using his what's it called, his hover boots. And hold on, like, can I get like a better? I guess this is better. It's supposed to be these right here, and this is his hover boots, and boom, and look at the destruction right here that Shadow has caused. So much. And oh, I didn't even realize this from the trailer, from the shot. Look at that. It kind of looks like a comet right here. That actually looks really cool. And boom. And this from Paramount Pictures, and we just see this huge spaceship coming from the river in London. Excuse me. And we see it coming out of the water, and it looks like one of Eggman's ships. And we just see, look at Shadow. It seems like he's escaping from, it looks like he's just recently escaped from Prison Island, and that's why he's gliding in the water. I mean, he could be somewhere else, but that looks like where he is. And boom, Shadow's just defeating gun agents, going out of nowhere. And look, Tom is wearing a gun uniform because this is Guardians right here, and that's supposed to be the G for gun, and he has 3 stars. I guess he got promoted because he is the sheriff of Green Hills for the first 2 movies. So I guess in the 3rd movie he got promoted, and he's like screaming like Sonic, and that's not good. And we have Shadow like kind of using his like fist to power something, and boom, there's like portals here, and we have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles here tied up like somewhere, and this portal's like kind of sucking everything. I'm kind of wondering, where is this taking everything? Is this taken into outer space, to the middle of nowhere? Is this taken to like another planet? People have been saying that like after like the third movie, they're gonna get to like another planet either by volunteering or like on purpose to save for the greater good, or they're gonna get trapped there. It's not on purpose. But I'm wondering, could this be how they get back to Green Hills? I don't know. Like, is this in the middle of the film? Is this in the beginning of the film? Is this near the end of the film? Is this before the final act or something? I don't know. I don't know. And look how defeated they look. And the police are here, and Sonic said, "Hey, I know you guys won't like this, but Shadow is too powerful. He's too strong. He whooped us. We need you know who." And Tails is just like, "This is a bad idea, Sonic." And Sonic's like, "When has that ever stopped me?" And we hear the classic, "Ha ha ha ha," like "ha ha ha." Sorry, I don't want to laugh too loud. It's kind of off hours. But look at all the foods and the boxes and everything. And then we get this Eggman just playing his belly. And I'm just, dude, what are you doing? I'm not judging. I'm not judging the belly. Okay, I'm not judging the belly. But I'm like, why are you smacking it? This kind of reminds me of the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where Jim Carrey was still working for Gunn, and he was skinny, he had his hair, this really tiny mustache, glasses, regular glasses, no goggles, or anything like that. And he was doing this weird dance thing, and he was pretending like a dinosaur was chasing him, and his head got chopped off, and he was like doing this or something. It kind of reminds me of that. He's just like a weird dude, and I'm like, okay. I laughed, but I'm like, dude, this reminds me of the first movie. Like, what are you doing? And someone is just like Agent Stone. He's like doctor, like doctor, and he's like, ah. And he's like, we have company. I'm kind of wondering, why did he invite them in? Did they? I'm kind of wondering how they're gonna do this in the movie. Do they explain this Shadow incident, the Shadow Project Shadow Hedgehog thing, to him first, and then they're gonna explain to Eggman? Because it'll be kind of weird that we get 2 scenes in a row of them explaining the situation that's going on. Since I'm assuming, because if we go back to right here, you see Stone's right outside with the crab bot, which is actually in the games. They're much tinier, but this is in the games. Like, see, they're right here. They're gonna talk to Stone, and because why on earth would Stone let them in? Like you know what I mean? So I'm kind of wondering, do they explain that? Oh, hey, Project Shadow got let out. We need to team up with your boss, with Eggman, with Robotnik. Sorry, we need to team up with Dr. Robotnik. So I'm wondering, do they explain to him first? Sorry, and then they explain to him. Like, do they explain it in 2 scenes in a row? That'd be kind of weird. Like, I'm not saying it can't work, but that'd be kind of odd. Well, anyway, sorry, I'm kind of pondering that too much. I'm like, are they just gonna explain to him and then to him? Because why on earth would they let them in if they don't explain the situation? Anyway, I'm sure the movie's gonna do a good job, but I'm just kind of wondering how they're gonna do that. But I love how Knuckles, because Knuckles used to work for him. He kind of Eggman he tricked them into working with him. He's like, "This is sad, Robotnik, even for you. Look at you." And he's like, Sonic's like, "We need your help," and he's just like, "On one condition." And Sonic gives him one of his quills, and we think this is kind of like a joke thing. It is partially where he's just so obsessed with licking Sonic's quills to get like a taste of the electricity and the molecules and and how it works and everything. But everyone's been saying, and I totally agree with this, to where he's gonna use that quill to build Robot Sonic. Again, not confirmed or anything, but I'm kind of like, he was defeated, whooped by Sonic twice. Why on earth would he not take the opportunity to find something to finally best his rival? And Eggman's always planning like 5 steps ahead. I don't think he was the one that released Shadow, like in the games, Sonic Adventure 2. I don't think that would be him, especially how lazy he looks in the trailer. Again, that could be the deceitful thing. Eggman likes to plan 5 steps ahead, so it could have been him. But I don't think it was him. I think it could have been someone else. It could be him, but I don't think it was him. But anyway, so I just have no doubt he's gonna use that quill not just as like a little tasting the molecules and stuff, so he can get like a feel for the electricity and stuff like that. He's gonna use that to build Metal Sonic. Because if I can't defeat him, even with the Chaos Emerald like I did in the second movie, I'm gonna use a robot with his energy signature to finally best him. I have a feeling that's gonna happen. But with the actor Jim Carrey that plays Robotnik, Eggman, if he's not going to come in for any more movies, he's going to not just retire from the Sonic franchise, from Hollywood and movies in general, he's going to retire. So that'd be kind of weird if Metal Sonic is going to fight Sonic and Eggman's nowhere to be found. The two that can explain, oh yeah, ha ha ha, I used one of your quills to build Metal Sonic. Unless it just be like a small voice thing, but that's part of Hollywood and voicing movies and being part of acting. It's voice acting, but still acting. So I don't know. Yeah. So Metal Sonic would be cool, but I'm like, with Jim Carrey and everything, how's that gonna work? But anyway. So yeah, I have no doubt. So and then like, I love how Robotnik just brings. He always likes to be close to a stone, and he's like, "Let's do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's go." And I love how he just says, if I can't save the world, then if I can't rule the world, I might as well save it. And look at him with the crazy mustache and the bald head. And I love this. Occupied is the Eggman insignia from the games. I love it. And he just like, he's just talking to Stone. I need room. Like this doesn't fit me. He's like, sir, I don't have the proper materials. And he just rips Stone's like suit. Excuse me. And he's like, hey, like, I found some. He's so mean. And like this December, no exact date yet. And we have a new look of Robotnik's suit. Not the fat suit that they showed in the second movie. It was like a whole bunch of different outfits and just one comic accurate fat suit. So he's obviously so big in the belly right here, but I'm like, hopefully they're not trying to spoil it and it's in the film. Not near the end of the film, but in the film that he gets the comic accurate Eggman fat suit. Because he finally has the belly. Like, he has the mustache. His mustache is actually bigger. And he has a bald head. And he has the goggles. Even has like the eye bags. Because in the shows and in the video games, Eggman's supposed to have red eyes and black eye bags, and he has a little bit of that. So it's not like full blown, but it's a little bit. So I'm like, come on, get the fat suit. Come on, with the white gloves. Come on, do it. And we see Shadow running, and we see whatever this is with like lightning and everything, and I'm just kind of wondering, what is this? Because I know what happens to Sonic Adventure 2, but I don't think that, unless it's defeated, because I don't want to give that name away in case it is what I think it is. But with this purple light and everything, I think this might be the Space Colony Arch. But I don't understand what this is right here with the lightning coming out of this. Because I don't think... Because the Space Colony... Oh... It's kind of a weird way to show it like this, but I'm wondering if this might be the Planet Annihilator. Was that what it was called? Gerald Robotnik, one of the scientists from Gunn that worked on the Space Colony Arch, is one of the high classified scientific research facilities. He developed a planet destroyer ray thing. That's like what I'm calling it. It basically annihilates planets. So I'm wondering if that's what this is. But it's weird that it's going here. Because in the game, he demonstrated by annihilating the moon. Or a moon. I don't think it was the Earth's moon. It was a moon. So if that's what this is, it's kind of weird saying to this building. I mean, I guess maybe Joe might not care and he's just destroying the building. But he did like a demonstration by doing the moon. Like, if you don't give me, like, I forgot, it was like something, if you don't give me what I want, then I'm gonna annihilate your planet. So that's kind of weird. But and then I'm not sure, front or something. I'm not sure what this building is, but there's like a bunch of fire going around, and we have look at Shadow kind of looking behind him. But you see in the background, Keanu Reeves just kills it, where he says, sorry, I thought I heard something, but he's like, in the end, there will be nothing left, and I'm just and we just have Shadow using his chaos control with the bike, and I love how Sonic's like, hey, no cheat codes, and Sonic's is in his ball. I love it. And as we have Knuckles and Tails trying to follow Sonic, and I think this is supposed to be the Space Colony arc in space, and Knuckles is right behind Tails, and people were saying, oh, this could be Tails' like big moment, and I'm like, maybe that'd be cool. And we have Eggman kind of looking this way. He's like, what the heck is that? And this is supposed to be what I was talking about earlier, the restaurant. These things are supposed to be called chows, but obviously they're not real. But there's a planet filled with these things. So I'm wondering, is there actually a planet of them? That'd be cute. That'd be really cool. But I'm like, how did they reference? Does the gun person know about other planets and like the chows, or is this just reference to them and they're just cute little Easter egg and that's it? I don't know. But there's like a bunch of missiles. Is this from Shadow? I don't know. But Sonic rescues the Olive Garden guy. He just like saves him, and I just love Sonic. He looks really mad. He's like, "What did you do?" And oh, look at Shadow right there. He's like, what I had to. I'm like, oh. And boom, Shadow has the do an Akira bike move. And boom, he's with his motorcycle. He's like near like space in the atmosphere. And Sonic, look at the face, the lightning, the blue light up quills. He's ready to fight. And boom. And like, I'm not sure that's like a final battle or something, or at least between them. And boom. And this boom, Sonic 3. And then we just have this guy in a white coat, and we see Eggman. I don't do suspicious, but it's one of his egg bots, and he's like, "Welcome home, my boy." And boom, we have Gerald Robotnik, and with the goofiest white mustache, but it's just like, it's from the games. It's from the games, and oh my goodness, Jim Carrey is brilliant doing two roles, and Eggman's like, this is impossible. And I'm kind of wondering, how did he do it? Did he like cryogenically freeze himself like Shadow did? Not on purpose, but Shadow didn't do it on purpose. But I'm like, did he do it on purpose? Eggman, the Gerald Eggman, maybe. He's like, it's impossible, isn't it? But it couldn't be, couldn't it? He's like, but you are, but I am. And I love how Jim Carrey's like, Papa. And even in games, Eggman respected his grandfather and his work, and he thought, that even said, when I was a boy, he was my hero. Alright, so this scene makes sense if you played the games. and he's like in the saggy flesh. And then boom, he's like hugging him, and yeah, that's the end. And only in theaters December 2024, no direct date. And yeah. So this was my review of the trailer. So many different things. I talked about a good chunk about different things. I talked about stuff with Knuckles. I talked about Sonic in his cave with Tom. I talked about Shadow. I talked a little bit. I kind of went a little off track, and I apologize about talking about Hulk and the rights between Spider-Man and Hulk with Marvel and stuff, and the whole cube business. So I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but it's who I am. Sorry. But anyway, I love this trailer. Can't wait for the next trailer. Hopefully it's the final trailer, especially since you didn't do teaser trailer. Because usually movies do at least 3 trailers and a bunch of TV spots, so another trailer would be good. But when it might come out, I'm not sure. Just like the reaction, I don't know when it'll come out. Should it come out December when the movie comes along with all those TV spots, or should it come the month before around Thanksgiving? I don't know. But anyway, everyone, what did you think about this trailer? And that's it. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to check out my community posts and my mini reviews. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Because tomorrow is September 1st. And so that's going to be my monthly update. And it's rare. Because I usually don't do monthly updates on the first day of the month. I should, but it doesn't usually happen. So that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for that.